So, the syllabus prehistory, Indus Valley civilization, Vedic period. So, growth Buddhist Jainism, the Mahajanpadas, Magadha Empire, Alexander invasion, the Mauryan dynasty, Central Asian contact, the dynasties Sangam the Gupta dynasty, research India. So, first prehistory. What is the prehistory? The fossils the early human beings have not have found in India. The hint of the earliest human presence in India is indicated by stone tools about 2050 BC obtained from the deposit. However, recent reported effect from artifacts from body in Maharashtra Sanjam, the human beings around 1.4 million years from their first appearance to around 300 BC humans with stone tools for different purposes. The period is therefore known as the Stone Age, which has been divided into Paleolithic, Early Old Age, Old Medieval Age, and Ancient Stone Age. The Paleolithic Age in India, it developed with the Palestinian period of the Ice Age. The earliest traces human existence in the India go back 5 lakh BC. The Palestinian site that spreads in particularly all parts of India except the Alluvial plains, Indus and Ganga. Gathering people who lived humaning and gathering fruits, vegetables, and during period used tools, unpolished, undressed, rough stones, lived cave, rock, shelters. So, no knowledge, agriculture, fire, and pottery. What? The pottery? They mainly used an axes, clavers, chippers, blade, crafters, weaving their tools made their ducks called quatrice. Hence, Palestinian men also called quatrice men. Quatricite. Homo sapiens first appeared, the last of the fish, Homo sapiens. It has been printed out the Palestinic man belongs to the Negro race. The Palestinian age in India has been divided into three phases according to the nature of stones tools used by the people and also according to the nature of change in climate. Clearly lower Palestinian, middle Palestinian, upper Palestinian. The early Palestinian age covers the great part of the ice age. So it is character tools are access clavers and choppers. Such tools have been found in Son River Valley, now in Pakistan, and the Velan Valley in the Mirzapur district of UP. In this period, climate became less humble. So the middle class Palestinian phase. It characterized by the use of stones tools made of flakes, mainly several warrior blade-like tools. The site found in the valley of Son, Narmada, Tungabhadra rivers. In the upper Palestinian phase, the climate became the warm, less humid. This stage marked by the Viennese scrap such tools have been found in Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Maharashtra, and Bhopal. So, Chotnagpur Plateau. Upper Palestinian phase, Middle Palestinian phase, the Yali Palestinian phase. The Mesolithic era, the Palestinic age, the Mesolithic era. In this phase, climate becomes the warm, dry climate changes. So brought about the changes in fauna, flora, made it possible for human being to move the new areas. Since then, areas have not measured the changes in the climate. The character tools of the Melistonic age are known as microlithics, printed creation blades, scrapboards, etc. All made of the stones. So the people lived in the hunting, fishing, food gathering at a later stage, also domestic animals. So the last phase of this age saw the beginning of the plain cultivations. The various Melistonic sites are found in the Chotnagpur region. Namaste. Okay. The central India, also south of the Krishna River. The history of ancient. In the Balan Valley of Vindhyas, the Neolithic era. In India, Neolithic age is now earlier than 7000 BC. At the same place, south and eastern India is late of 1000 BC. During this phase, people were again depending on the stone implements, but now they used to stones other than quarterized for the making tools which were more lethal, more finished, more polished. କ'ଣ କରୁଛୁ ଏବେ? ଡ୍ୟୁଟି ସରିଛି? ସିପୁନ ସାର୍ the Negotiated cultivated land and grew fruits, corn like ragi, horse gram. They domesticated cattle, sheep, and goat. The Neolithic era, conventional Neolithic men cultivated land, domestic cattle, sheep, goat. They knew making fire, making poetry, first hand, then by potters well. They also painted, decorated their poetry. So the lived clause, what? The lived clause and decorated their walls, the hunting and dancing senses. They also know the art of making boards. They could also weave button and wools to make cloth. In the later phase of Neolithic phase, people led more settled life, lived in circular rectangular house made of mud and red. So important sites there is the Burjuan evidence cremating Gateboard, the Whitman and Gopal Khan JK, famous for pits, dwelling stone tools, graveyard, in-house Maski, Brahmapti, Tekla in Karnataka, Plateau, Tamil Nadu, Pilkil Hilaru, in AP, Garo Hills, Meghalaya, Chirang Senor Vihar, known as the remarkable bone tools, Amari, Katchori, etc. So, the Koldiwa UP reveals the threefold cultural sequence in Neolithic, Chalcolithic, and Iron Age. Chalcolithic period. Chalcolithic period. The end of the Neolithic period saw the use metals use. Copper was the first. A culture based in the use of stones. Copper arrived as cultural called Chalcolithic, which means the stone copper phase. Apart from stone tools, have access and other objects made with the copper also used. The Celestial people use different types of poetry, which black and red poetry was not popular. It was well made of painted with white line design. Text people were not acquainted with the want bricks. They generally lived in the teachers' houses was the village of economy. The venerated the mother goddess, the worship the bull. Important sites of this space are spread in Rajasthan, Maharashtra, West Bengal, Bihar, and MP. Chronologically, there are several cities prehistoric settled in India, some pre-Harappan, other sentimental, other Harappan cultural site post-Harappan. So, pre-Harappan style, some sites in the Harappan zone is also called early Harappan, distinguishing from the mature urban Indus Valley civilization. Thus, the pre-Harappan phases Kalimbangana in Harappan phase, Rajasthan, and Banwali, Haryana. So, pre-Harappan phase, Kalimbangana in Rajasthan. Okay, Kalimbangana. So, Kalimbangana, Rajasthan, Banwali, Haryana. Rajasthan, Handwara, Kalbar, Banwali. Kalibangan, the Haryana. So, the case the Koti Diji sent, the Kuthada culture in Madhya Pradesh 2008 BC is junior contemporary for the Harappan culture. It has some pre-Harappan elements. In has some pre-Harappan elements in poetry, but it also shows Harappan influence some post-Harappan Kalastari culture. In this year, influenced by the urban, but the urban phase of the Harappan culture. Several other Kalastari cultures. Through the younger age in the mature Harappan culture, it not contained in the severe. The Malwa culture, 700 2000 BC, found Navada and Nakada, inconsidered to be non-Harappan. So its case is Jure culture, which covered whole Maharashtra except parts of Vidra, Konark. It is the southern eastern part in India. Kalestari settlement excited individual Harappan culture in South India. They are found invariable in continue of the Northern settlements. The Kalestolic settlement of the Vidyan region, Bihar, Bangalore, also related to the Harappan culture. So Kalestolic culture in central and western India disappeared by 12,000 BC or so. Only Jorah culture continued until the 2nd century. The downfall of the Kalestolic culture in attitude to a decline rainfall from about 12,000 BC onwards. Fact Kalestolic people could not continue for long with the digging rich soils as different takes the dry season. So in the red soil areas, especially eastern India, however, the Kalestolic phase was so by the iron phase, which gradually transferred to the people full-fledged characterizations. The agriculture similarly several sites, southern India, crochet culture was transformed megalithic culture using the Indus Valley civilizations. કાલીબંગાના ଅଛି રાજસ્થાનને તો બનવાલી ଅଛି what હરિયાણા. Indus Valley civilization. The Indus Valley civilization was an ancient civilization thriving along the Indus River and the Ghagra Hakra River. Along the Indus River, the Indus Valley civilization was an ancient civilization thriving along the Indus River and the Ghagra Hakra River. Ghagra Hakra River. In what now Pakistan and northwestern India. Among the other names for the civilization, the Harappan civilizations, it refers to the first excavated city of Harappa. Harappan civilizations. Ghagra Hakra River in what Pakistan, northwestern India. Harappan civilization it refers to the first excavated city Harappa. And alternate terms of the culture in the Saraswati Sindhu civilization. Based on the fact that the most Indus Valley civilization site then found the Ghagra Hakra River. Ghagra Hakra River. R.P. Dayarama Sahani first discovered Harappan and Ravi River 1921. R.D. Banerjee discovered Mohenjo-daro or Mount of the Dead on the Indus River in 1923. Sarge and Marshall played a crucial role in both these. That's the important. What? Now, R.B. Dayaram Sahani S.A.H. Sahani R.B. Dayaram Sahani the first discovered Harappa R.B. Dayaram Sahani first discovered what the first okay R.B. Dayaram Sahani first discovered Harappan R.B. Dayaram Sahani first discovered Harappan and Ravi River on Ravi River 1921 1921 रे R.B. Dayaram Sahani first discovered Harappan and Ravi River 1921. R.D. Banerjee okay R.D. Banerjee what the R.D. Banerjee discovered Mohenjo-daro. R.D. Banerjee Mohenjo-daro करते in R.D. Banerjee discovered Mohenjo-daro. R.D. Banerjee R.B. Dayaram Sahani R.D. Banerjee discovered Mohenjo-daro. Dayaram Sahani first Harappa. Dayaram Sahani R.B. और R.D. Dayaram Sahani तो कौन कहते ना हरप्पा सिविलाइजेशन मोहेंजोदारो होची R.D. Banerjee तो R.D. Banerjee जिसका हरप्पा सिविलाइजेशन के R.B. Dayaram Sahani R.D. Dayaram Sahani R.D. Dayaram Banerjee 1921 ने वो डिस्कवर रवि रिवर और discovered the Mohenjo-daro on Mount of the Dead Indus River which the Mohenjo-daro होची Indus River Ravi River होची Harappa The Ravi River, R.B. Dayaram Sani first discovered the Harappa in the Ravi River 1921. Harappa and R.D. Dayaram Sahaji in Indus River, Mohenjo-daro. Sarge and Marshall played crucial role in both of these. Sir John Marshall. Notes: Charles Masons. Basically, the James Lewis, British East India Company soldier and explorer, was the first European to discover the document of the ruins Harappan in the year 1842 AD. Charles Manson, President of the James Lewis British East India Company soldier and explorer, was the first European to discover the documents the ruins the Harappa. Harappan civilization from the part of the proto-history of India and belongs to the Bronze Age. It was the Harappan civilization from parts of the proto-history of India and belongs to the Bronze Age. It was contemporary to Mesopotamia and ancient Egypt, but was beginner than both of them. Mediterranean Proto-Historical Mongolia branch from the bulk of the other population through the first two where more numbers more than 100 sites belong to the civilization of Exeter. According to radiocarbon dating, it spread from the year 26 to 19 BC, according to NCRT. Okay. Ancient, medieval ଦେଖିଲା ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ modern. Ancient, medieval, modern. What? Ancient, what? What? The ancient, medieval, modern. ତ ଅଗଷ୍ଟ ସେପ୍ଟେମ୍ବର ଅକ୍ଟୋବର ନଭେମ୍ବର ଡିସେମ୍ବର ଆଉ 4 ମାସ ଆଉ 4 ମାସ ଅଛି 4 ମାସ ହେଇଯିବ ମେ ବି Harappan civilizations forms part of the proto-history. India belongs to the Bronze Age. It was the contemporary Mesopotamia and ancient Egypt, but it's Mediterranean Proto-Mongolia place to okay. More than 100 sites. Okay, I don't know Sartala. Okay. Copper, bronze, silver, gold were known as but not iron. तो आयरन नथिला এখন the radiocarbon dating it's right here हरप्पान ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ହେଉଛି ମହେଞ୍ଜୋଦାରୋ Indus Valley civilization. So Indus Valley civilizations covered parts of the Punjab, Sindh, Balochistan, Gujarat, Rajasthan, some parts of western UP, extend from the Manda Jammu in the north to Diamond in the south, and from the Almeri in the western UP to Sukendra in Balochistan in the west. Major sites in Pakistan are Harappa and Ravi, West Punjab. Major sites in Pakistan are Harappa Major sites in Pakistan are what? Major sites in Pakistan are hochi Harappa, Andropi. What? Andropi. Major sites in Pakistan are Harappa, Andropi in West Punjab, Mohenjo-daro in Indus. Mohenjo-daro hochi Indus, Chondoro, Sindh, etc. India. Major sites in Lothal, Rangpur and Sukoda, Gujarat. Kalimangana, Rajasthan. Kalimangana होची राजस्थान. बनवाली होची हरियाणा. कालीबंगाना होची राजस्थान. बनवाली होची हरियाणा and Almegro होची western UP. Rakhigari, Hisar district, Haryana, considered the largest Harappan site overall. Rakhigari, what? The Rakhigari comes Mohenjo-daro, then Harappan. Okay, next comes Mohenjo-daro, then Harappan. Next comes Mohenjo-daro, comes Harappan. Town planning. Elaborated town planning. It followed the grade system. Roads were well cut, dividing town into large rectangular circular blocks. Lamp posts interval indicated shots. Use of burnout bricks, good quality at the building materials, also at the consumer mode, where house open towards the more story varied, the size were quite monster, should have one local widget. So good drainage system. Expert Banwali drains were made with the mortar limes, some covered with large bricks. Slabs for easy cleaning shows developed since health sensation. The town were divided into two parts, upper part or citadel, lower part. Best example Harappan exception Sodara which has without it. The citadel was the wearing artificial pattern some 30 to 50 feet high, about 240 yards in area. It was Kinko's thick 30 meter. Harappan considered the more brick walling. Citadel public building scenery. Internal words of religious building were within lower part of the used Kalimangana, Lothal, Lodda, also called. In Mohenjo-daro, a big public bath measuring 12 meter, 7 meter, and 2.4 meter deep has been founded. Step ladders from the other rooms are probably used for ritual bathing. However, the biggest structure found in Mohenjo-daro, the granary. What? The granary. However, the biggest structure found the granary. 41 meter. 71. Dholavira. Situated Rana of Kutch, Gujarat. It is second largest Harappan site in Dholvira. Dholvira is second. The first is Dholvira. After Rakhigari. Rakhigari is first, then Dholvira. Gujarat. First Rakhigari, then Dholvira. Strike feature Dholvira is the water measurement system. Exhibitions together on Das, Amari, Chaitanya Rangpur, on Masur Ropor, Lothal, on Bhogwa, Karjuri. Okay, so agriculture कौन थिला नाम मोहनजोदड़ो रे मोहनजोदड़ो हरप्पन civilization. The Indus people sowed the flour pains November when flood water is repeat the harvest wet barley April before Urban the next flood grew wet barley rye peas sesame lentil chickpea mustard rice and Rangpur cotton dates melon. Indus people were first to produce cotton. The Indus people were the first to produce. Indus people कौन करते हैं ना cotton first produce करते हैं COTTON first cotton produce करते हैं. In Kalibangan fields were ploughed why wood ploughs treated ploughs and Banwali. So domestic animals large beside the cattle buffalo sheep cats dogs were domestic horse was not regular used to elephant was remains or surkotada dogs were main gravy produce sufficient themselves food gains sites the Harappan civilization that's the sites of Harappan civilizations. Trade and commerce. What kind of external and internal trade? There was no metallical money circulation, trade circulation, better paying. What are the major circulating said the Harappan culture? Lothal, the weight metallic character face, the word appreciated series, the fast doubling. Then it is decimal organization, fast natural tales, bangles making, poetry making, etc. Practice the Ravilan. This came from different sources. Gold from and Karnataka. Gold from in Karnataka, Kolar, Ananthapuram, silver and lapis lazuli from Afghanistan. Silver, Iran copper from Khetri, Baluchistan. Iran copper. Bead making feature in Lothal direction. A rocket has been discovered at Lothal, connected through the Bogra River, Rampur Somnath and factory functions. The linker transfer was alone with block cards. What the block cards? Every merchant in probably sale bearing the impression of funds. The Haravan seals. You see the Haravan seals? That's the Haravan seals. Harbans. What? The Haravan seals. That's the Haravan seals. Standard Harapan seal was secured probably against the stated tone. The primary purpose of the seals probably to mark the ownership property there, not the most about the dispatches ownership tradition mainly region urban sales and other materials also traded with some more modern education. Art and craft. The Harappan culture belongs to the Bronze Age. Harappan culture belongs to the Bronze Age. Bronze was made by mixing thin copper tools, mostly made copper and bronze. Making bronze copper was the option. Okay, bronze was made by mixing. The Harappan culture belongs to the Bronze Age. Harappan culture was in a Bronze Age belongs to Bronze Age. From Baluchistan in the Afghanistan cotton, very found the urban. Very found the gold, silver, copper, fashion, dressing of ornaments, swans, both men, women, and the heavy bangles for so knows. Poetry wells in the use saved the portal red bird, the black poetry. Played games, their favorite pastime gambling. So the urban most notable artistic achievement was their sea grabbing sheep, those of animals, bull, rhinoceros, elephant, etc. The red stone shows the man the particularly impressive for a reason they are most impressive. Perhaps the bronze idol, the famous dancing girl Devdasi found the Mohenjo-daro. No, the bronze idol of the famous dancing girl Devdasi, found the Mohenjo-daro. Bronze idol. Okay, the Harappan culture रे idol के तुलना bronze रो तेरा dancing girl Devdasi. But the Devdasi girl Devdasi found in Mohenjo-daro. For that children they made the cattle with movable heads model which would crowd the string the words. Okay, religious life. Men also to worship the mother gods, but the upper classes refer the god nodes 200 much similar Pasupati Shiva. Okay, Pasupati Shiva represent the figure 300 years future. He is surrounded by the elephant, the tiger, rhinoceros. Below thrones buffalo. Near the feet, the deer Pasupati represent the evening worship. For the many types of people, animals, souls, birds, not temple practice of day. At Kalimangan and Lothal, fire altars been found. Although different the proof available with regard to the deposit dead board of the four probably were the three methods of depositing and dead. Completely below the picture exhibition body parts were of the body with this rotation gets to the bones in the flowers in the structure with the compared to Harapan there is one piece of coffin vessel with the double barrels the Luther probably believed in ghost. The ammunition one that is what is the script? The script is not alphabetic, not pictographic. Script has not been described so far, written from the political organization. There is no clear idea of the political organization of the Indus Valley people. Perhaps they are more considered commerce there pursued by class merchants. Also, there is an organization like a municipal corporation to look after the civic administration of the people. Important Harappan sites. Excavation at the sites have led to the following specific buildings: 2 rows 6 generation with brick platform, 12 granites, And same areas the Great Granary Mohenjo-daro. Controversial. Chemistry age culture two urban single room barracks evidence directly within Missouri area symbol house resistance menstrues what Mohenjo-daro. Some specific buildings during the history of Mohenjo-daro includes a college, a multiple peripheral assembly hall, the Great Bath, the most important public in the city, a large granary, the last building Mohenjo-daro. A piece of woven cotton along with the specimen folds of the needles, specific evidence of house, a post on specimen origin, evidence of the directly the contact with the Mesopotamia, a bronze dancing girl humbled the pool, evidence volatile death, the inhabitants discovery of human skeleton put together. A silver busy mother goddess with plant growing with the other woman, the woman has a knife in his hand, a bearded man. The seal with the picture of the possible Mario. Kalibangana. So what is the Kalibangana? Kalibangana was important Harappan city. The word Kalibangana means black bangles ploughed field. Black bangles and ploughed field were the most important discovery of the early expedition, restoration. Kalimangana made the following specific discoveries. A wooden floor with the seven fire altars in a row on the platform suggest to practice the cults of sacrifice. Remains of massive bricks wall around both carried the lower down the second urban subtracted the Lothal to have floor and also called bones of camel. A title floor which wears interesting design Muhammad Lothal. Lothal was the important trade center. The Lothan culture town planning the Lothal, the different Harappan Mohenjo-daro. The city was divided into six sections. Each section was built with the Harappan bricks, each paper, bar feet, 12 feet, immense rice stoves. There has been found the Ranpur near the artificial for evidence of doubtful impression codes, some tales, evidence of the director and the concept houses. It's the main street. Option to the fun evidence of domination. Chase one of the shoulder. Cottijoi, Mori, Ropo, Happy Urban, and during the exhibition, Lee Urban, Urban, Hauji, Sukodara, Kachuji, hot spoons, provide the factual to with big rock, Sukendra, and report which they were entity from okay, not. Amlanda Ghosh, 1965, the first archaeologists identified the similarity between pre-Harappan culture, better knows the early Harappan, and master of the Harappan culture. The Vedic Aryans. तो तापरे पढ़िया में वैदिक आर्यंस तो इंडस सिविलाइजेशन वैदिक पीरियड तो इंडस सिविलाइजेशन खत्म तापरे तो वैदिक तो इंडस सिविलाइजेशन खत्म तापरे आसो कोन ना वैदिक पीरियड many historians have generated the various theoretical original place of the okay. So thank you. The Indus Valley civilizations हाँ मैम आप तो सही बोल रहे हो पढ़ाई का साथ साथ सब कुछ देखना पड़ेगा मेरे को सॉरी मैम, दिस रिलेटेड टॉपिक अबाउट पढ़ाई छोड़कर लाइफ क्यों बनाना हो तो पढ़ाई में ध्यान दो। तो ये जो सॉरी मैं जो कंटेंट बनाता हूँ ना, तो वो स्टडी रिलेटेड है। जो मेरे मेरे को ज़्यादातर लाभ देगा मेरे कंटेंट के लिए, और मेरी क्लास लाइव क्लास, और मेरे अच्छा खासा चला जाएगा। आप कहाँ से हो? आशा अस पकड़ा, आशा पकड़ा। ओके मैम, दैट्स द फकिंग लाइफ यार। आशा आशा कड़ा। आप कहाँ से हो? आप अच्छा ही बात कर रहे हो, आप अच्छा इंसान हो, अच्छा इंसान हो। मैम, मैं पढ़ाई के साथ साथ अपनी लाइव क्लास में जो फ़ोन एडिक्टेड हो जाते हैं ना, फ़ोन एडिक्टेड, तो फ़ोन एडिक्टेड से बचने के लिए मैं लाइव क्लास करता हूँ कि मैं पढ़ सकता हूँ, और कोई दोस्त जुड़ जाए तो उनके साथ बात कर पाऊँ। अहमदाबाद। थैंक यू, धन्यवाद। तो आप क्या करते हो अभी? असम मैम। अहमदाबाद। मुझे पता है अहमदाबाद, सुना है अहमदाबाद। तो कौन सी स्टेट में आता है? मैम प्लीज़ बताइए, अहमदाबाद कौन सी स्टेट में आता है? हाँ मैम। आंध्र प्रदेश, हैदराबाद। मैम आप अभी क्या कर रहे हो लाइफ में? हेलो मैम। व्हाट इज द वैदिक पीरियड्स द आर्यंस? गुजरात एंड सूरत, हाँ। गुजरात, गांधीनगर। गुजरात आपका कैपिटल गांधीनगर है, गुजरात। अभी गांधीनगर है ना कैपिटल आपका? हाँ मैम। ज़्यादातर उड़ीसा के लोग जाते हैं सूरत काम करने के लिए। जो सूता कल के लिए फेमस है ना सूरत। तो हमारा उड़ीसा से बहुत सारा जवान जाते हैं हाँ काम करने के लिए सूरत। हमारा उड़ीसा। तो मतलब अभी गुजरात का कैपिटल राजधानी अभी गांधीनगर है ना मैम? हाँ जी मैम। तो मैं पूछा था क्या, क्या गुजरात का राजधानी अभी गांधीनगर है ना? तो इसी बात। Okay. The many historians have given various theories regarding original places, Aryans. The Central Asian theory, given Max Muller, is the most accepted one. The Max Muller is the most. The Wagachi inscriptions in Asia. Civilization theory, their homeland. Muller theory said the Aryans were semi-nomadic coastal people and originated from the area around the Caspian Sea, the Central Asia. Entered India probably through the Khyber Pass, the Hindu Kush Mountains, around 1500 BC. The Holy Book Iran, Jain Avesta, indicated the Aryans to Iran, actually the home the Vedas. Bal Gangadhar Tilak. The Aryans presented by the मैम मेरा एज अभी अभी 20 हुआ है, 20 साल का। तो 20 साल का हो गया हूँ। हम 5 ब्रदर है। तो मेरा बड़ा भाई इंडियन नेवी के ऑफिसर हैं और एक इंडियन आर्म्ड फोर्सेस के ऑफिसर हैं, वारंट ऑफिसर। सो हमारा और 3 ब्रदर, 1 ब्रदर इंजीनियरिंग हैदराबाद में है इंजीनियरिंग, और 2 ब्रदर हम घर में हैं अभी। और मेरा बहन सब विवाह हो गया है उन बहन का, और हमारा माँ बाप और हम दोनों भाई हैं अभी हमारे घर पे। और आपका? The Attic home, the Vedas, is seminal work. The original Aryans presented the Bal Gangadhar Tilak. What is the Bal Gangadhar Tilak? Claims that Aryans originated the Attic religions. Early Vedic, Rig Vedic period. What is the early Vedic and Rig Vedic period? The early Aryans settled in the eastern Afghanistan, modern Pakistan, Punjab, parts of western UP, the whole regions which Aryans first settled in India called the land of 7 rivers, the Sapta Sindhu. Okay, the early Aryans settled in the eastern Afghanistan, modern Pakistan, Punjab and parts of the western UP and Uttar Pradesh. The whole region which the Aryans first settled in India is called land of 7 rivers and the Sapta Sindhu, the land of 5 rivers and the Saraswati. हाँ, हमारा ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेज ओडिया है। के एबे कौन करछ? आपनको एज केते एबे? आपनकर बयस एबे केते? मैम के तुम गुजरात रे फेमस खाइबा कौन? आमर जमी ओडिशा रे पखाल रसगोल्ला पाई फेमस ओडिशा, सेपड़ी तुमर गुजरात रे फेमस कौन खाद्य? Munchal from tribes known as the Janwar, it's known as Rajan, is the leader of the battle, protector of the tribe of his, was not hereditary and well selected among the clan men. The reason was the not absolutely monarchs, for the government of the tribe was in part of responsibility of the tribal council, Suva Samiti Kana and Vidhata. The learned preachers tribesmen could attend Subha. ଆଉ ଆପଣ ଭଲ ତ? ଭଲ ଅଛ ତ? ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ କୁହନ୍ତି ଆପଣ ଭଲ ଅଛ ତ? तो हिंदी में कुहाजाए कि आप ठीक ठाक है लाइफ में, तो आप ठीक ठाक है, तो आप खुश है। मेरा एज 19 है। ओके, 1 ईयर का तफात है हमारा एज में। तो आशा हम तुमको क्या बोला सकते हैं? ओनली आशा दीदी और आशा मैम। So what the learn the virtues? गुजरात फेमस है ढोकला। ओके, ढोकला। तो ढोकला मैं आज सर्च करके देखूंगा कि ढोकला किस टाइप का खाना है। आपको आता है बनाना में? आप बना सकते हैं ढोकला? मेरे को सभी खाना आता है उड़ीसा का बनाने के लिए। तो learn the virtues. What the land of virtues? Tribesmen could attend the zoo, which performed the judicial function even. तो गुजरात फेमस है ढोकला। Women could attend it. On the other hand, the tribesmen could attend the samiti. What the samiti? The main function, which was the elect the 11th Rajan. Many clans Bisu from the tribe. The basic social until the Kulu family is the Kulapa for the family. The king was asserted by the number of officers was prohibited was the most important. Next important functionary was the Senani leads the army. Although there was no regular standing army, the military technique of the Yali Aryans was most advanced. The Aryans succeeded everywhere because they proceeded the crusades by horses. Was the crusade by horses? The crusade by horses. We were hard crusade by. ओके तो मैं आपको अभी क्या बोल सकता हूँ? क्या आशा बोल सकता हूँ? क्या आशा मैम? तो आशा दीदी। तो क्या बोल सकता हूँ आपको अभी? तो the king was asserted by the number of officers is prohibited. What's the prohibited? The most important next important functionary was Senani leads the army, although there is no regular standing. The military technique of early Aryans was most evidence. The Aryans succeed everywhere because they are proceed the driven by horses. There is no regular revenue system. The kingdom was maintained by the voluntary tribal Dupali, 1/6 of the agricultural produce of the subject, the Bunti won battle. So villages were headed. What the villages were headed? ग्रामीण जोटा ग्रामों का है ग्रामीण who used to represent village sabha samiti. Gramin was head of the Prajapati, also officers. Also what the also officers. Second, the social life. What is the social life? The Vedic period. When the Aryans entered the Vedic period again, the Aryans Thanti, India was already class division their tribal structure. As they settle in the dark, dark structure, as they settle, appearing the Aryans seems to have led greater trace before purity, blood, class division, hidden the pressure classes who had found the place in the Aryans society. And those Aryans who had intervened which the disease adopted their way gradually. What that the gradually. ओके दीदी, तो आप तुम्हारा हेल्थ ठीक ठाक है? तुम्हारे परिवार का सभी का खुश रहे हो? लाइफ छोटी है तो ऑलमोस्ट 40 साल की एज में हम सॉरी सो अडल्ट टेल्स 22-25 इसके बाद लाइफ पूरी बर्बाद हो जाती है। फैमिली से बनाकर आप कभी शादी कर दोगे तो तुम्हारा ऊपर प्रेशर आएगा। इसलिए तुम भी पढ़ाई करो, अपनी लाइफ में कुछ बन जाओगे तो आपको दीदी फ्रीडम मिल जाएगा। आशा दीदी आपको फ्रीडम मिल जाएगा तो आप जब भी चाहे जहाँ चाहे सब कुछ किन सकते हो लाइफ में। तो अभी अब किन क्लास में हो अभी? तो +3 डिग्री या +2? आप भी मैं दुआ करता हूँ आप भी लाइफ में कुछ बन जाओ तो आप भी लाइफ में फ्रीडम पाओ अपने घर से, अपने परिवार से और अपनी दूसरी। ओके तो आप भी पढ़ाई शुरू कर दो। तो टाइम मेरी हिंदी थोड़ी थोड़ी मोड़ी है, तो मैं ठीक से नहीं बोल सकता हिंदी। हम उड़ीसा से हैं, तो उड़ीसा के उड़िया। ओके, आप समझ पा रहे हो मेरी हिंदी? ओके, आप भी पढ़ाई करो, अपनी लाइफ में आगे जाओ और आपका हेल्थ भी ठीक ठाक रहे। Gradually, the tribal societies got divided into three groups: warriors, priests, and components. Later, the fourth disease. What's the fourth disease? The fourth disease. Warriors, priests, and components later. Components later. Fourth disease Shudras. The term Varna first means Rigveda, used for colors, Aryan beings, and Rigveda. Family was the basic unit of society. The family was patriarchal, head of the family, male nature, but women enjoyed the equal power with men. Marriage was usually monogamous, marrying one person and individuals, but there is few instances, for example, more than one husband, marriage with brother's widow, and widow remarriings. There are examples of child marriage seems to have been to 17. So the word Arya came to refer to the fairs was represented areas the found the storm Sura, food dresses, Soma was strong the sacrifice series, scientific religious and Sura was secularly more relevant and discipled by the present poets. The Aryans loved music and played the flute, lute, harp. There are references singing, dancings, people relying on the gambling. The English character racing both men and women are orphanages. So, the economy. Their bronzesmith with high skill produced tools, weapons, supervision those Harappan culture, their artisans like components, symbols, blotter, etc. So Aryans followed. What the Aryans followed? The mixed economy, pastoral agriculture. What the agriculture? The agriculture in which they played the predominant part. Called Aryans most important from the wealth, cattle, and sort of the currency calls. Okay. Indus, Sindhu, तो झेलम बिस्ता चेनाब आसकी रबी पुरुषई बीस बिपाशा गमु गमाल दृष्टि सरनाहिर. Types of marriages mentioned in Manusmriti. Brahma, the marriage duality to the man of the same class. Brahma, marriage of duality to the girl to man to same class. Brahma. Daiva, marriage in which the father gave daughter to sacrifice priest part of his fees. Arsa, marriage in which token bride price, cow and bull was paid to the daughter, the father. Prajapatya, marriage in which father gave the girl without dowry, without demanding bride price. Gandhara, marriage often classified by the consonant two parties. Constant. Asura, marriage by purchase. Raksas, marriage by capture. Poison, marriage involving situation, girl sleeping, etc. The last four types were condemned to society. Anuplam marriage was the marriage the highest Varna man with lower Varna woman. The Triluma marriage was marriage the lower Varna man with higher Varna woman. So sorry. Anuloma marriage, Pratiloma, Anuloma marriage. Anuloma marriage. Standard Union exchange the cow. At the same time, coins were also there, gold coins. Nisak instant gold nickels Krishna Sadhana. Gabyati is used to measure stations, Gudhuli measures time. Lived fertile, more fertile physicians were called Yuvakars. Okay, what is the religions? The Aryan represents the natural process. The looked upon the as living beings, this come natural polythenics worship them, and there are Indian Avesta, the most important divinity Indra who played of the Purandra, which the story Purandra. Second position held by Agni. Infamous veteran Varna occupied the third position. It can highest Rigvedas. Somo considered the god of religion. Aditi Ursa was representing the appearance of the dawn. So did not believe Asian temples idol worshipped. Through yajnas. Sacrifice two types conducted by householder. Later Vedic period. It is driven Aryans explored the Punjab over the whole of Eastern Punjab. In the beginning, the created by land by burning that of the users of iron. Political organization. Tiny tribal settlements were replaced by Dams Kuru Punchala. Powers of the hiking was called small to increase. Assembly Islam women were longer permitted the tower. During the time appears in the important Vedic rituals. Ashwamedha Vajapai Rajma, a sacrifice ceremony which supreme power of the king. Regular mental protection even Sutta, Senapati, Purohita priest. So you have the fourfold division society itself based on the population letter Brahmins. What the Brahmins? Kusuru warriors, Vishwa Sudras, Seva, women enjoy freedom, space. Mainly the instruments of the Sutras, types of the the more prestigious poetry. The Vedic people use for types of poetry, black, red, reflexive, railway, where the most popular the emotion eventually religion rituals. The Indra Agni host their importance for the Pati. The Rig Veda. The Vedas. Vedas comes to the root to the senior knowledge. Vedas known as the Shruti. Their post religion Rig Veda, Sam Veda, Yajur Veda, Atharva. Ruk, Sam, Jadu, Yatharva. Ruk Veda, Sam Veda, Yajur Veda, and Athar Veda. Rig Veda, oldest religious text world. Most of papers collection of Sukti Kanya, register the time cycle. Other 28 hymns, Balakyas, 10 the Mandalas, the family decision. Mandala describe canvas, the ex mandala, the Brahman's history, the words we do with the mantra. Sam Veda, rare for the summon, 1963 Vajas. Yajur Veda, Black Yajurveds, Krishna Yajurveda, through Veda. Kandha's books has been released the Brahmins. Rig Veda, Kusti Gita, Yajur Veda, Samveda, Atharva Veda, the most important, the Brahmas, 100 bands, audience, the forest books. What the forest books? This the mystical philosophy opposes the sacrifice meditation to the bridge between way the word karma mark, which is the concern of the Gyan mark. The Upanishad, the word the sit down near someone, the student in the guru to learn Vedant, the Vedas. Finally, in the more dominant phase of the period, secondly, they are considered the main source Indian philosophy. There are 180 Upanishad also comment the ceremony. They discuss various this period creation of the variants to define the karma. The world is good in soul. The philosophy content the Upanishad, the saga Yugyavalkya with an ancient India philosopher. Gargi is the mentioned in Prihar Dhyananda Upanishad, also famous for Smritis, essence the rural regulation Vedic life, Manusmriti, Nadasmriti, the Yoga Valakya Poya Smriti, Vedavans, six Vedas, Siksha, Kalpa, Janagar, Nukveda, Chandra, Vajan. Kalpa with rituals, with us, request with him. Darshans. There are six known as Sat Darshan. This given six philosophy ancient India. Darshan Gautam, Vaishika Darshan, Kannada Rishi. Second Darshan Kapila, Yoga Darshan Patanjali, Purva Manistan Jamini, Uttara Himans Vedarshan and Bhasda. Upavedas. Dhanu Veda, Gandharva Veda, Shilpa Veda, Ayurveda. Deals medicine uploads. Shilpa Veda with architecture, Atharva Veda. Khandathar Veda deals with the art music. Dhanur Veda deals with the art weapons. Yajur Veda. What the Yajur Veda? Epic. Through the epic, the Mahabharata and Ramayana was complete later. The refer the state appeared the letter the Mahabharata. What 950 BC, 950 BC, attributes the period from the 10th century BC to 4th century AD. It is also Chesmitha Sattacharchi Samhita as the Lekha verse 18 पर्व 18 पर्व. The Ramayana attributes to Valmiki 24,000 words, 7 Kandha Ramayana. It is composed started in 2080. The Bhagavad Gita, 18 chapter, 17,000 scripture Sanskrit. 18 chapter. Bhagavad Gita, 700 scripture Sanskrit is part. Of the Mahabharata, chapter 26th book. What the sixth book Mahabharata? What is the sixth book? The Mahabharata. It is narrative format. The dialogue between Prince Arjun gives the characterization of Krishna. Panini, an ancient Sanskrit philosophy grammarian, and referred to Hinduism, Sikhism, Indian evolution 450 BC. So, Astarveda, rise of Brahmanism, value of Brahmanism increased as the lead the religious monopoly. Purana's old story 18 in number 1, the popular people against this. So, आप एक ग्रोथ ऑफ बुद्धिज्म एंड जैनिज्म विषय पढ़ा. तो थैंक यू लाइव सेशन एत सारा जोड़ी रही तो नेक्स्ट वीडियो रे देखिया. ओके, गुड बाय, सी यू नेक्स्ट वीडियो.